Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. This is Nuzhat Sana. I hope you all are doing very well. And in today's session, we will be discussing the most important current affairs for 29th of November 2024. So today we'll be discussing about Army Day Parade 2025. After that we will see One Nation, One Subscription scheme, why it came into news. Then further we'll see Yamandu-Orsi has been elected as the president of which country. After that we'll talk about Gelephu-Mindfulness-City. When do we observe the Constitution Day? After that, All India Governors Gold Cup was organized at which place? Global-Peatland-Hotspot-Atlas was released by which organization? And at last we'll talk about India Employment Report. Okay. So now let's start with the very first question. Which city is the host of Army Day Parade 2025? The correct answer is C option, Pune. Pune will be hosting the Army Day Parade for the first time on 15th of January 2025, and this parade honors Field Marshal K.M. Cariappa, who is India's first Army Commander-in-Chief in the year 1949. Traditionally, it was held in New Delhi, and the event began rotating cities in 2023 with Bengaluru and Lucknow hosting the event in 2023 and 2024 respectively. Okay, so Pune's selection highlights its military heritage and role as the Southern Command HQ. Events include, for example, marching contingents, then there is mechanized columns, defense tech exhibits, combat demos and the martial arts. Know Your Army exhibition in January will also showcase the advanced weaponry and soldier interactions, and this initiative fosters the unity and it connects the citizens with the armed forces, right? So Pune city is the host of Army Day Parade 2025. Okay. In the next slide, we'll be seeing some important summits and conferences that were in news. Recently, where was the 21st Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Zone 3 conference organized? This conference was organized at Aizawl in Mizoram. Which country is the host of the WAVES 2025? Here WAVES stands for World Audio Visual and Entertainment Summit. This is the country India. Recently, where was the first international conference on steel slag road held? The first international conference on steel slag road took place at New Delhi. Which country is the host of International Cooperative Alliance Conference? The answer is India. Recently, where was the 33rd edition of Arab League Summit held? This is Manama in the country Bahrain. Which city hosted the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit recently? Answer is Islamabad. Which country hosts the BIMSTEC Business Summit 2024? This is the country India. Okay. Question number 2 is, what is the primary objective of the One Nation, One Subscription scheme? So Union Cabinet has approved the One Nation, One Subscription scheme for nationwide access to the scholarly research articles and journals, and it will be administered through a digital, user-friendly process for the government higher education institutions and the central research and development labs. So the scheme supports the research and innovation, complementing the ANRF initiative. Also, the InflibNet means Information and Library Network will coordinate the national subscription, providing access to the journals through a unified portal, and the scheme covers all government managed higher education and the research and development institutions. 6,000 crore rupees have been allocated for the scheme from 2025 to 2027. So basically it enhances the government's education initiatives and access to the quality higher education. Fine. So primary objective of One Nation, One Subscription scheme is to offer countrywide access to scholarly research articles and journals. Why it came into news? Because Union Cabinet has approved this scheme for nationwide access to all the scholarly research articles and journals. Fine. You can be asked that which country introduced a nationwide digital library initiative named as One Nation, One Subscription. It is the country India. And how much funding was allocated for this scheme from 2025 to 2027? This is 6,000 crore rupees. And what is the basic function of the scheme? So basic aim is to provide nationwide access to the scholarly research articles and journals. Okay. In the next slide, we'll be talking about all the important government schemes that were in news in the past few months. Recently, which state has launched the State Widow Remarriage Promotion Scheme? This scheme is launched by Jharkhand. Which state government launched the Anna Bhagya scheme? Answer here is Karnataka. निर्मल श्रमिक मृत्यु एवं दिव्यांग सहायता योजना is associated with which Indian state? This yojana belongs to Chhattisgarh. Indirama housing scheme is associated with which Indian state? Answer is Telangana. Which ministry has implemented the PM internship scheme? It is implemented by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Which state government recently launched the CM Saath scheme to provide financial support to the deserving students? This is Tripura. PM Suraj portal is implemented by which ministry? It is implemented by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay. Question number 3 is Yamandu-Orsi has been elected as the new president of which country? The correct answer is B option, Uruguay. He is a left-wing politician and former mayor. Recently, he won the presidential election of Uruguay country, marking a return of the center-left government after 5 years of conservative leadership. And also, he is supported by the former president Jose Mujica. He emphasizes environmental policies, social inclusion, and a balanced approach to economic growth. Fine. So Yamandu-Orsi has been elected as the new president of the country, Uruguay. Fine. In the next slide, we'll be talking about some important personalities that came into news. First is recently who has been conferred with the Chevalier de la Légion d'Honneur, Knight of the Legion of Honor, which is the highest civilian award of France. This award has been conferred to Roshni Nader Malhotra. Raman Subbarao, who passed away recently, was associated with which sport? Answer is cricket. Who won the Abel Prize 2024, sometimes called the Nobel Prize of Mathematics? So it is given in the field of mathematics, and this year the winner is Michel Talleyrand. Pulitzer Prize recently seen in the news is associated with which field? It is given in the field of journalism. Recently, which regulatory body has been awarded the Risk Manager of the Year Award 2024 by the Central Banking London, UK? This is Reserve Bank of India. Who became the first woman officer to serve as the Director General of the Armed Forces Medical Services? This is Aarti Sarin. Recently, who has been given the additional charge of Telangana Governor and Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry? This is CP Radhakrishnan. Okay. Question number 4 is recently the Indian Coast Guard conducted India's largest national maritime search and rescue exercise in which city? The correct answer here is C option, Kochi. Indian Coast Guard hosted the SAREX 24 exercise in Kochi from 27th of November to 30th of November under the National Maritime Search and Rescue Board. And this event aims to validate the National Maritime Search and Rescue Framework through an inclusive collaborative approach, and it addresses India's vast 4.6 million square kilometer search and rescue region, emphasizing the cooperation with different agencies, littorals and friendly nations. So the focus here will be on the mass rescue operations during large-scale sea contingencies, and the theme for this event is enhancing search and rescue capabilities through regional collaboration, and it highlights the dedication of Indian Coast Guard to provide help in across ISSR. Okay? So Indian Coast Guard conducted the India's largest national maritime search and rescue exercise in the city of Kochi in the state of Kerala. Okay? In the next slide, we'll be talking about some defense related news. Here the first question is, Sentinel nuclear missile was developed by which country? This missile belongs to USA. What is the name of the Indian naval sailing vessel embarking on the Navika Sagar Parikrama 2 expedition? This is INS Tarini. Where was the 15th edition of India-US Joint Special Forces exercise Vajra Prahar conducted? It is conducted at Idaho in USA. Recently, where was the first Joint Commanders Conference held? Answer is Lucknow. RIM-2 ballistic missile is developed by which country? This missile belongs to Ukraine. What kind of vessel is ICGS Samudra Peheredar, recently mentioned in the news? It is a kind of pollution control vessel. SMART means supersonic missile assisted release of torpedo system is developed by which organization? The system is developed by DRDO. Okay. Question number 5 is, Gelephu-Mindfulness-City is a cooperative project of which country? The correct answer here is A option, Bhutan. Gelephu-Mindfulness-City is a cooperative project of Bhutan and it is supported by India. It covers 2500 square kilometer as a zero carbon city. So it is envisioned by Bhutan's king Jigme Khesar, and it integrates economic growth, sustainability and mindfulness. It is located in south central Bhutan near India's Assam border. It is the first special administrative region of its kind in Bhutan, and here GMC will feature inhabitable bridges, low-rise buildings, a university and a healthcare for Western and traditional medicine. Also, it will be including the Mandela designed neighborhoods, markets, spiritual centers and an international airport, along with paddy fields for control of flood, a national park and a wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so Gelephu-Mindfulness-City is a cooperative project of Bhutan, and India supports this project. Okay, now in the next slide, let's have a look at some international news. The first is Philadelphia corridor is located along the border of Gaza and which country? This corridor lies along the border of Gaza and Egypt. Recently, which ministry has signed a pact with the National Dairy Development Board to upgrade the biocontainment facility at the Bhagpat? Here correct answer is Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. India has recently signed a bilateral investment treaty along with which country to ensure the protection for investors? This is the country Uzbekistan. Houthis, an armed religious and political group, is associated with which country? Houthis is related to Yemen. Pancheshwar multipurpose project, sometimes seen in the news, is a bi-national hydropower project between which two countries? It is the project in between India and Nepal. Stonehenge monument is located in which country? The answer here is England. Recently, which country became a new member of the BRICS New Development Bank? Answer is Algeria country. Okay. Question number 6 is, which day is celebrated as a Constitution Day in India? So, President addresses both houses of Parliament to mark 75 years of India's Constitution adoption, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar presented the draft Constitution to the Constituent Assembly on 4th of November in the year 1948. So, Constitution Day, or you can say the Samvidhan Divas, is celebrated annually on 26th of November, marking its adoption in the year 1949. The Constituent Assembly's final session was held on 24th of January in the year 1950, which is celebrated as the Republic Day today. And in the year 2015, 26th of November was designated by the government as the Constitution Day to honor the legacy of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, replacing its earlier observance as the Law Day. Okay. So, we celebrate the Constitution Day every year on 26th of November. In the next slide, we will be seeing some important days and events that were in news in the past few weeks. The first question is, what is the theme of World Hunger Day 2024? First of all, when do we observe the World Hunger Day? So, we celebrate this day on 28th of May, and this year the theme is Thriving Mothers, Thriving Birth. Which state is the host of the 55th edition of International Film Festival of India in 2024? This is the state Goa. When is the World Antimicrobial Awareness Week observed in 2024? It is observed from 18 to 24th of November this year. Recently, where was the 12th India-Mongolia Joint Working Group meeting on defense held? This meeting took place in Ulaanbaatar. What is the theme of National Maritime Day 2024? The theme was Navigating the Future, Safety First. Okay. And we observe the National Maritime Day on 5th of April every year. Okay. Recently, where was the 75th International Astronautical Congress held? This is Milan, Italy. Where was the 83rd annual session of the Indian Road Congress held? Answer here is Raipur. Okay. Question number 7 is, where was the 40th edition of All India Governors Gold Cup International Football Tournament held? The answer here is Sikkim. The option is the right answer. The 40th edition of All India Governors Gold Cup International Football Tournament was held at Paljor Stadium in Gangtok in Sikkim. It is organized by Sikkim Football Association, and the tournament has featured in total 16 teams, including 4 international clubs from Nepal, Bhutan, Dubai and Malaysia. So, Northeast United FC won the championship, emphasizing the role of tournament in promoting the football in the region and strengthening the international sport relation. Okay. So, 40th edition of All India Governors Gold Cup International Football Tournament was held at Sikkim. The option is the right answer. In the next slide, let's have a look at some sport-related current affairs. The first is, recently who became the first Indian to win a match in a Masters 1000 tournament on the clay court? This is Sumit Nagal. Recently, which former Indian players were inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport, USA? These are Vijay Amritraj and Leander Paes. Which team has won the IPL 2024? IPL 2024 winner is Kolkata Knight Riders. Which Indian tennis player in partnership with Albano Olivetti of France has won the men's doubles title at the ATP Swiss Open 2024? This is Yuki Bhambri. Sunil Chhetri, who recently announced his retirement, belongs to which sport? So he was a football player and recently he has announced his retirement. Jimmy Anderson, who recently announced his retirement from international cricket, belongs to which country? Answer is England. Where was the Under-17 World Wrestling Championship 2024 held? This is Amman in Jordan. Okay. Question number 8 is, which organization published the Global-Peatland-Hotspot-Atlas 2024? So this is given by United Nations Environment Programme. UNEP has published the Global-Peatland-Hotspot-Atlas 2024, building on the 2022 Global Peatlands Assessment and Global Peatland Map 2.0. So UNEP Global Peatland Initiative was formed at the 2016 UNFCCC COP that took place in Morocco, and peatlands are the wetland ecosystems where waterlogged conditions prevent the plant material from fully decomposing, leading to the accumulation of peat, which is dead and partially decomposed plant matter. So peatlands play an important role in organic matter production, with decomposition rates being slower than the accumulation. Okay. So Global Peatland Hotspot Atlas 2024 is published by United Nations Environment Programme. In the next slide, let's see some important environment and biodiversity related news. The first one is, Ratapani Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which Indian state? It lies in Madhya Pradesh. Bhoj Wetland is located in which Indian state? It is found in Madhya Pradesh. Ramgarh Vishdhari Tiger Reserve is located in which Indian state? Answer is Rajasthan. Bandipur Tiger Reserve is located in which Indian state? It is found in Karnataka. Mount Kanlaon is located in which country? Answer is Philippines. Which countries are the native habitats of the grey slender loris recently rescued in Goa by the forest official? These two countries are India and Sri Lanka. Recently, which state has opened its first bird gallery for enhancing the wildlife education and conservation? This is the state Uttarakhand. Okay. Now here, if we talk about the peatlands, what percentage of the Earth's land surface do peatlands cover? So 3% of the Earth's land surface is covered by the peatlands. And which country has the largest area of peatlands? It is the country Russia. Why are peatlands important for carbon storage? They sequester large amounts of carbon. Okay. Question number 9 is, which organization published the India Employment Report 2024 with the Institute for Human Development? Answer here is C option, International Labour Organization. ILO along with IHD, means Institute for Human Development, jointly published the India Employment Report 2024, and the report shows an improved employment scenario in India because the global youth unemployment decreased from 15.6% in 2021 to 13.3% in 2023, and India's youth unemployment rate means who are aged between 15 to 29 years was 10.2% in 2023 to 24, which is lower than the global average. And the worker population ratio for youth also increased from 31.4% in 2017 to 18 to 41.7% in 2023 to 24, which indicates more employment. Okay. So India Employment Report 2024 is published by International Labour Organization along with the Institute for Human Development. Okay. Headquarters of ILO lies at Geneva, Switzerland. In the next slide, we will be seeing some important reports and indices. The first question is, which organization recently released the report titled as State and the Trends of Carbon Pricing 2024? This report is released by the World Bank, headquarters lies in Washington DC. The Asia Pacific Climate Report 2024 is a new initiative of which organization? It is a new initiative of ADB, Asian Development Bank, headquarters lies in Philippines. Recently, which organization released the Trends in the World Military Expenditure 2023 report? This report is given by SIPRI, means Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. World Air Quality Report 2023 is published by which organization? This report is given by Swiss organization IQ Air. Which organization recently released a report titled as Future Pandemic Preparedness and Emergency Response, a Framework for Action? It is given by Niti Aayog. Jobs for Resilience report is released by which organization? Answer is World Bank. And last one is which organization recently released the report Planet on the Move, Reimagining Conservation at the Intersection of Migration, Environmental Change and Conflict. It is given by ICN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. Okay. Now the last question says, which state government launched the Namo Lakshmi Yojana? So it is launched by the state Gujarat. And who is the current Chief Minister of Gujarat? Mr. Bhupendra Patel. And under the scheme, they would be providing financial assistance of 50,000 rupees for over 4 years to the girl students who are studying in the classes 9 to 12. Okay. So for this purpose, a budget of 1250 crore rupees have been allocated for this fiscal year, and the initiative aims to empower the girls through education, and it addresses the financial barriers that lead to the dropout. So since its inception, it has benefited around 10 lakh girls, disbursing over 138.54 crore rupees in help. Okay. So Namo Lakshmi Yojana is launched by the Gujarat state. Okay. Now in the last slide, we will be seeing some important national current affairs. Utkal Divas 2024 is related with which Indian state? It is related to Odisha. District agro-meteorology units were established by the Indian Meteorological Department in which year? These units were established by India Meteorological Department in the year 2018. Recently, which armed force has launched the Project Naman to support the veterans and their families? Project Naman was launched by Indian Army to support the veterans and their families. Recently, which state government has waived off the registration tax on strong hybrid car? This is UP. Recently, which institute has received the Distinguished Special Consultative Status from the United Nations Economic and Social Council? Answer is KIITDU. What is it? It is Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology that lies in Odisha. Okay. Recently, which armed forces has launched the Electronic Services E-Health Assistance and Teleconsultation, means E-Sehat module? Answer here is Indian Army. What is the name of nation's first toll-free narcotics helpline recently launched by Ministry of Home Affairs? So it is nation's first toll-free narcotics helpline, and it is the Manas that has been launched by Ministry of Home Affairs. And what is the national narcotics helpline number? It is 1933. Okay. So this is all about today's session. We are done with our 10 current affairs for today along with the revision part. And now at last, as usual, I am giving you some homework, and today your homework is related to business, economy and banking related current affairs. Here on the screen you can see 7 questions. Please have a look at these questions and try to answer them in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your answers. Also, before concluding, let me again remind you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. So if you want the PDF of the lecture, you can subscribe to that course by paying a very nominal fees. Okay. So now let's meet tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.